Everything okay, inshallah?
Inshallah, yes. Everything is fine here.
Good.
What about you?
Yes, very good. We are fine, inshallah.
Okay.
Thank you again for giving me some time. I know you have to go to work shortly,
Yep.
but we just wanted to do a part 2 of our last conversation. So we'll go straight into it now. Okay, so one of the first questions was an overview of the evolution of archery in Iran. If you can give us like a rough overview of that from historical time up until now. Has it changed a lot? Is it still the same, etc.?
Honestly, I have to say that we had nothing about it minimum last 200 years. Between Kajar period till now, we were completely lost. Okay, before that we had it till Safavid period, because then black powder guns started to grow up so fast, and then bow and horseback archery became something like not exactly even art, but people were doing, high-level people were doing it for fun, for hunting, for targeting, small competitions and these things. It started many years before Islam period, but completely different type of bows, different type of mentality, different type of practices, and etc. After Islam, still it was important also for Muslims, because it was one of the best options when you are rider, how to be able to kill your enemies from far when enemy cannot get you. Then horseback archery was something like a magical system to win the game. Just small changes, slowly some changes started. About quivers, about bows, about horse equipments. I think after Islam, the best was Safavid period. And then slowly horseback archery and archery went down till end of Kajar period. Then in Pahlavi period, we had nothing.
Period, yeah.
Yes. In Pahlavi period, we had nothing. About 15 years, it's not long history. 15 years ago, with some friends, we started just to do it for fun. A little more than 15. It's going to be around 20 years ago. It was just for fun. And slowly, we became bigger groups, more members, and we joined World Federation. And here we have mostly horseback archers, not traditional archers, not traditional on foot archery. Yeah.
So Qajar period is the more recent period in Iran history, yes?
Yeah. It's just less than 200 years ago.
So same time as the maybe end of the Ottoman period, like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So what about the different types of bows that were used during these periods? The shape of the Persian bow, is it still the same as it was a long time ago, or has changed?
Surely it's not exactly my profession. Somebody same as, for example, Lucas Novotny can answer it better. But everything I know about it is based off paintings and sculptures and these things. Because we have not the real example in museums to see how was it, for example, in Sassanid period, or how was it in, for example, earlier Seljuk period. We have nothing about it, just paintings and these things. But as I know, we have few different type of Persian bows. Before Islam period, it's completely different for me. It's more familiar to Hungarian bows. For me, if someone asks me, it looks at least more familiar. And then after that, slowly, because of surely they were thinking to have something more practical and smaller. Then bows became a little shorter, and limbs are really wide. I was measuring a few Safavid period bows, or Gajar, early Gajar period, or Zand period bows. 7 centimeter wide limbs.
Very big.
Yes, we were measuring and guessing how heavy, I mean the power. It cannot be less than 140, 150 pounds.
Wow.
Because they were using it in real battles, and it should be a strong bow, and arrow is able to pass the shield and armor and everything. We have only arrowheads belongs to before Islam period, which are sometimes really heavy, I think maybe some of them are 80 grams, not grains, 80 grams. It's so heavy.
Wow.
I have no idea if they were using, for example, something like crossbow or something else. We have nothing in our paintings or cape, nothing. But arrowheads are same, different sizes, same type, but different weight. Surely they were using longer bows than now or than after them, because if you see, for example, Sassanid period, if you check Sassanid silver shield or gold dishes, Sassanid dishes, you will see that they were focused on long draw. We call it Khosravani draw, which means king's style. And you will see, we call it ear draw. And surely they were using longer bow and longer arrows on horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about the the historic archery training? What types of things were they doing for that? Do you know?
Yeah. About on foot, I didn't find something special as a painting. I have few books, and it's interesting because it's so familiar to some of practices are so familiar to Ottoman system. About horseback archery, because it's my profession, I was interested to search about it. They were using kalkan as a shield, as a target, sorry. Kalkan shield as a target. And I was checking also with Lucas. We think the minimum distance between horseback archer and the target was something about 75 meters. And there is no track. It's open field. The shield is fixed somewhere, and the archer was galloping to it and shooting as much as he can. Then we had also kabak. It was so important for them to practice kabak. And I was searching in all the some private collections and museums about arrowheads to know how they were using or they were making arrowheads. Surely they were using special arrowheads for kabak, special arrowheads for some practices that something like blunt arrowhead.